Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a crime drama film, Silenced. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. Inside a car, a teacher, short-named Teacher Kang, answers an incoming call. His mom talks and asks him if he has already arrived. Suddenly, Teacher Kang gets blinded by the headlight of an oncoming bus. Fortunately, he manages to dodge the bus before the car could crash into it. At the same time, a young boy is seen on the train tracks. The train comes and hits the boy. In a car repair shop, Teacher Kang asks the worker how long it'll take to fix his car. The worker responds that it'll take a while. He asks where he can take a public bus to go to the school. The worker responds that the school is located in a remote place, so there is no direct bus to go there. But the worker suggests that he can take a taxi. He decides to go inside his car and attempts to drive without getting it repaired, and then his car gets bumped by another car. The woman, nicknamed Madam, gets out of the car and asks why he bumped into her car. He denies the woman's accusation. It turns out that Madam is drunk and she's the one who bumped into his car. Then the woman gives him a ride. She asks Teacher Kang why he wants to go to a school for the hearing impaired. He answers that he'll be teaching the children there. Madam drops him off at school and she gives him her business card. He goes inside the school and greets students sitting by the stairs, but they ignore him and run. Teacher Kang gets confused by the girl's behavior, but he brushes it off and proceeds to head to the office. He talks with the headmaster as the admin also arrives. Teacher Kang is in surprise after finding out that the headmaster and admin are identical twins. The admin asks Teacher Kang for a bribe, saying that the teacher's position doesn't come free. Teacher Kang calls his mother and tells her that he needs to pay 50 million won, also saying that it was already discounted. His mother delivers the money despite their financial struggles. The following week, Teacher Kang starts his class and gives the hearing-impaired students a task to paint. A student, short-named Boy, comes in late with bruises all over his face. He asks his co-teacher about Boy, and the co-teacher responds that Boy's younger brother had died from a train accident a few days ago, saying that he's not in his right state of mind right now. Later that night, Teacher Kang finishes his work and heads home. While going down the stairs, he hears someone scream, so he goes up to check it. He stops outside the ladies' toilet and asks if there's someone inside. He tries to open the door, but is stopped by the school security guard, saying that he can't go inside the ladies' toilet. The next day, a police officer and the headmaster are discussing how the investigation about the children pains them. Teacher Kang arrives and hands the headmaster the money for his fee. In another scene, the co-teacher is seen repeatedly slapping Boy. Teacher Kang arrives and asks the co-teacher what happened. He replies that Boy secretly left the dormitory last night and brought 2 other girls with him. The co-teacher leaves as he is being called by the headmaster. Boy also gets up and leaves. Teacher Kang heads to his car when he sees a girl, student Pretty, sitting on the ledge of their dorm window. He rushes to her and gets Pretty off the window. Pretty gets frightened, so Teacher Kang apologizes. Teacher Kang is about to leave, but then Pretty grabs his shirt and proceeds to lead him somewhere. They stop at a staircase where the washroom can be found in front. Pretty runs off. Teacher Kang goes to the washroom and sees the dormitory superintendent drowning in another student named Beauty. Teacher Kang stops her and asks what she's doing. The superintendent responds that she's only educating her. Teacher Kang quickly rushes Beauty to the hospital. Teacher Kang calls Madam, saying that the teachers are abusing the children, and Madam quickly rushes to the hospital. Teacher Kang continues his class and approaches Pretty, informing her of what happened to Beauty. Madam calls Teacher Kang, asking him where he is and that she needs to meet him outside since she needs to tell him something. After that, they discuss inside a restaurant. Madam proceeds to tell him that Beauty was almost raped by the headmaster, but he didn't succeed. Madam hands out a note that Beauty gave her last night. As Teacher Kang reads the note, Madam informs him that she wasn't the only one who was violated, but there were others, and that there were also a few perpetrators, like the co-teacher who even sexually abused the male students. Madam also tells him about the superintendent being the headmaster's younger sister, and that they're also lovers. The next day in the Human Rights Center, they shoot a video testimony from Beauty, asking her what happened, while Teacher Kang interprets for the deaf kids. Beauty says she was playing in the field outside when her playmate Pretty went back to the school building. Pretty was taking too long, so Beauty went to look for her. While she was looking for her, the headmaster called out to Beauty, and they went to the headmaster's office. Beauty saw a naked man and woman on the headmaster's television. Then the headmaster started to touch her, so she ran to the comfort room. The headmaster went after her, and he violated her there. Pretty cries as she remembers how the headmaster raped her, so Madam comforts Pretty. Madam reports to the education department and asks to put in a formal application to penalize the headmaster, but the department refused as the sexual abuses didn't happen during classes and suggests Madam go to the city hall. Madam says that she already went to the city hall and they told her that they should seek advice from the education department. As the woman keeps rejecting her request, Madam gets angry and confronts the woman about how the children suffered, but they choose to keep a blind eye. A man points out that the headmaster is the head of the church and is a devoted Christian, saying that he could never do such things. Madam hands out a CD and the written record of the children's statements. But still, the man continues to defend the headmaster. Madam angrily leaves, but suddenly her colleague calls, saying that Seoul Television is interested in doing coverage of the case. Meanwhile, in the headmaster's office, the co-teacher abuses Boy again by hitting him. With the headmaster and admin beside him, the headmaster tells him to find a quieter place. The co-teacher goes out to open the door and is greeted by Teacher Kang, but he quickly leaves with Boy. Teacher Kang couldn't take it and smashes the co-teacher's head with a vase. He brings Boy with him and assures him that they'll receive punishment. They proceed to get Boy's testimony. A man asks Boy about what really happened to his brother before he died. Boy says that when the co-teacher was off from work, the co-teacher told Boy and his brother to follow him home. Boy wanted to decline his offer, but couldn't, as he would beat him if he did. As Boy tells them his story, it is being broadcast by the Seoul Television. Meanwhile, the police arrest the headmaster, the admin, and the co-teacher. The police officer stops the car and instructs the headmaster and the admin about what they're going to do so that they can dismiss their case. He instructs them to make use of all their connections and find a lawyer. People are protesting about the headmaster, and some of the others are shouting that the headmaster would never do such things. Later, the trial of the case commences. The deaf people can't understand what the judge is saying. They request an interpreter, but get ignored. Madam stands up and asks the judge herself, but instead she gets kicked out for speaking without permission. After the trial, the headmaster's wife slaps Teacher Kang and spits on him. Madam arrives and asks the woman what she's doing to him. She suddenly pulls Madam's hair, which results in a ruckus. The next day, the trial continues. A security guard gives his testimony and the security guard denies the accusations and continues to defend the headmaster and the admin. He also lies about checking the toilet from when Teacher Kang heard a child's voice, and when he checked it, he found no one inside. In the following, the doctor from the hospital also gives her testimony. She thinks that Beauty wasn't violated because according to what she witnessed, Beauty was calm and didn't have any bruises. This doctor is also the general secretary of the high school alumni. The children's lawyer approaches the judge and hands out a preliminary analysis report of Pretty. The judge asks the doctor if she made 2 analysis reports. The doctor tries to make an excuse, but the judge shuts her up, telling her that she only needs to answer yes or no. The doctor responds yes. The lawyer proceeds to ask the doctor why the cause of the patient's genital injury was different from the first analysis to the second one that she had written. Then the judge asks the doctor why she changed her testimony. The doctor proceeds to say that the patient's genital injury was something that did not happen recently. Instead, it happened at least 5 years ago. The other lawyer interferes, asking if it is possible for a kid to be involved in intercourse with an adult man, and also adds that even if it's possible, without the consent and coordination of the female, this sort of thing couldn't happen. The deaf people on the children's side make a ruckus upon the other lawyer's statement. After the trial, Teacher Kang and Madam treat the children to a restaurant and proceed to go to the beach. Beauty tells a story about the time when her parents took her to the beach before she was deaf. She also remembers how she hears the sound of the waves crash into the shore. Teacher Kang comforts her, telling her that the most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen nor touched. They must be felt by the heart. They spent the rest of their time walking by the shore peacefully. The next day in the trial court, the headmaster says that he could vaguely remember Pretty's face. The lawyer confronts him, asking him that if he does not remember the face of the child he's sexually abused. The lawyer asks Pretty to point out who removed her clothes. Pretty points to the headmaster, the admin, and the co-teacher. As Pretty continues her testimony, the admin stands up and shouts that Pretty is lying, and that she's a lunatic. After the trial, Teacher Kang meets his professor, and unexpectedly, a lawyer is also with them. The school lawyer offers back the money Teacher Kang gave to the school, and proceeds to say that they added a bit more to it, trying to convince him to dismiss the case. However, Teacher Kang rejects the offer and leaves. Teacher Kang gets angry and punches his car, breaking its window. The next day, Teacher Kang's mom unexpectedly arrives and confronts Teacher Kang. But he responds that if he were to give up the case now, then he would never be confident enough to be a good father to his child. Then the trial continues. The school lawyer asks Beauty if she got violated by the headmaster and if it's the truth. Beauty responds yes. The school lawyer asks if she knows the headmaster. He asks Beauty who among the identical twins is the headmaster. Despite them being identical twins, Beauty manages to point to the headmaster. The judge asks how she identified the headmaster. Beauty explains that both of the twins do not know how to sign language, but the headmaster would always sign "I'll kill you" to Beauty, so she performed the sign, and one of them understood it. Thus, he is the headmaster. The school lawyer asks Beauty, according to her testimony, on her way home after buying noodles, if she noticed that Pretty disappeared. Beauty nods. He asked if she heard faint music and changed her direction, and walked towards where the music was. Again, Beauty nods. The school lawyer approaches the judge, saying that her testimony is absurd, since how she would have heard the faint music as she is deaf. But Beauty insists that she's telling the truth. Beauty explains that she's deaf, but she can still hear faint music. So they test Beauty's hearing. Beauty raises her hand, indicating that she can hear the music that is being played. The judge then dismisses them and informs them that they'll continue the hearing on Friday. Teacher Kang's mom approaches them and hands out a bag full of goods. Meanwhile, Madam unexpectedly runs to the superintendent, and the superintendent shows the contract of settlement signed by Boy's grandmother, indicating that they'll settle outside the court. The following moment, Teacher Kang informs Boy about the contract his grandmother signed, explaining that he cannot deliver his testimony anymore. As a result, Boy gets devastated. Teacher Kang can't do a thing but embrace him. Beauty wakes Teacher Kang in the middle of the night. Then she proceeds to tell Teacher Kang that she forgot to tell her testimony about the new man and woman she saw on the TV. Later, Teacher Kang and Madam go to the headmaster's office, finding something. They obtain the cassette tape with the headmaster's footage of raping Pretty, and they hand it to the lawyer. The lawyer assures them that he'll present their evidence to the judge personally. On the last day of the trial, the three of them only get sentenced to 6 months in prison and 1 year probation. Teacher Kang and the others are devastated by what the judge concluded. It turns out the prosecutor got bribed by the accomplice of the headmaster. Madam calls Teacher Kang, informing him of what Boy is planning, and they rush to Boy. On the other hand, Boy meets with the co-teacher. The co-teacher approaches Boy and offers to bathe with him, but Boy stabs him in an instant. A train approaches them and Teacher Kang arrives at the scene. Boy pushes the co-teacher on the tracks, and they get run over by the train. In the following scene at Boy's funeral, people outside are protesting about his sudden death. The prosecutor's car arrives, and so the people throw eggs at his car. A fire truck arrives and sprays the protesters with water. Teacher Kang comes to the middle of the road to protest, despite the fire truck's effort to make them go away. He is then held by 2 police officers to the ground. A year later, Madam continues to work getting the justice the children deserve. They are still unsuccessful. But on the brighter side, many people have approached the children and provided them with free food. It's sad to know this happened in real life. Let's hope for justice to prevail over victims fighting these situations. This is Daniel's CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.